Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Nameless, the one thing you must recall. We are pursuing Lance, though we haven't gotten very far yet. We've only had one choice along the way. But there will be more. Here we are in class with Yuri, apparently, music class. Let's see just what Yuri's teaching style is like. You can just sit back, relax, and let me read you a story.
Music is like a woman. Depending on how you interpret it, it can be a fierce and sexy jazz tune, or a pure and soft ballad. The same goes for instruments. FYI, Muse, the goddess of music, gathered her blinding beauty into delicate notes to hide herself in sheets of music. We should remember this and... Mr. Yuri. So, when you play an instrument, you should take hold of it as softly and fiercely as...
Mr. Yuri.
Damn, this is why I don't like co-ed schools. Yes, that boy with his hand up. What do you want? It must be such an important question to interrupt me like that.
No, it's not that. I just don't understand you.
Not understand? Which part?
Every part. Yuri has no patience for guys.
I'll explain again, so listen carefully. An instrument, you know. The more you play it, it succumbs to your will, like a lovely bashful girl.
No, not at all.
What?
No, I mean, show it to us. I think I'll understand better if you demonstrate what you just said.
Alright. I'll demonstrate this once, so focus. Like this. Like this. Like this. Like this.
What the hell is he doing? Oh my god! Oh my god! Inappropriate! Come on, these are kids! Oh my god!
Oh. Stroke it. Like this. Press it with your fingertips. Pull a bit. And...
oh my god. Oh, I'm so embarrassed reading this.
And yes, when it climaxes here. Right here.
Ugh. Notice, we will adjust the screen for a moment. Oh, come on, it's not like they were showing us him doing anything anyway.
Oh, the bell rang. End of class. See you next class, my dear lambs. Adios.
The guys are probably like, best class ever! Well, I guess Yuri taught them a thing or two. God, so many people as usual. It doesn't look like it. It looks like an empty room to me. Not a single person in the whole school. I ran to the cafeteria as soon as the bell rang, but it was already packed with starving students. Unless Moses descends and lays down a miracle, getting through this crowd will be impossible.
Hey!
Turning around at the familiar voice, I saw Red and Tay. Oh, Tay and Red. You guys got here all right. The building is a bit complicated, so first-timers usually get lost.
Huh? Oh, our friends led us here. Thanks. Oh, no, it's nothing. I can't meet you. I want to meet you. Catch you. Catch me. I'll catch you.
This song is just stuck in their heads. The boys seem to be possessed by something and disappeared into the crowd. You've made some weird friends.
Yeah? Odd. They're pretty nice. Do they need to be cleansed more? I'll call them again tomorrow.
What? Cleansed? Wasn't she there when that happened? Red has obviously started one of his ridiculous pranks.
Anyways, do you think we'll be able to eat though? It's more crowded than we heard it be.
Tay slightly frowned at the panicked cafeteria. Well, this is usually how it is. Some kids have said they heard the building crack when there were really a lot of people.
Isn't that a bit dangerous? You guys, what are you doing here?
What do you think they're doing here? Oh, Mr. Yuri? Seeing the massive crowd of boys following behind Yuri, I forgot what I was about to say. He has disciples now.
Please, please, after that, tell us the next method, other than the one you just taught us in class. I have had 18 years as forever alone, and I have 12 years until I become a wizard. Please do not abandon this poor soul.
I totally did not know what the wizard thing was about until that game came out on Steam. I watched Eric Van Wilderman play it. It's Don't Die Dateless Dummy, I think it was. And apparently, what was it? If you turn 30 without losing your virginity, then you're a wizard. Is that a new thing you kids came up with these days?
Phew. Dear little lambs, you are all too young to realize the true depths of the world.
It was ridiculous the way Yuri shook his head. I almost nearly said, it's only been 6 days since you became a human.
But if someone can extinguish my famine, I myself will tell my secrets to just one person. It requires a lot of strength to pass down the secret.
Is that true? Do not worry, we will go and get the daily bread for our prophet. Let's go, guys!
Ah, popular everywhere I go.
What the hell are you doing, Mr. Yuri?
What do you mean? I've just been teaching the students as I'm required to do. And you should ask that question to that puppy over there, and not me.
What?
Look over there.
Yuri pointed at no one other than Yan-Ho. Yan-Ho was already successfully in the cafeteria and surrounded by girls. Yan-Ho, have the sandwich. Okay, thank you. Can I instead poke your cheeks, just for a second? What? Oh, Don't be like that. You let Soy touch it. Let me too, please. Yan-Ho was restless and smothered by a group of girls. Aww. Like the girls said, Soy frequently pokes Yan-Ho's cheeks. At seeing Yan-Ho feel embarrassed, I asked her why. Then, Soy started shouting passionately. It's natural that if you like something, you want to see it. If you see it, you want to touch it. I think Yan-Ho was quite touched by that, since from then on, he let Soy play around. But I'm worried that all the girls will try to do the same thanks to that. Although Soy is a bit strange, I'd rather have just her torment Yan-Ho. But sorry, Yan-Ho. Although I went to go and rescue you, my starving body just does not have the strength to get through the crowd.
That Yan-Ho, he's pretty good. He has a bright future. He'll become a great man and follow in my footsteps.
Ah, great man, the next Yuri. No, Yuri. I'll do everything in my power to make sure that never happens. What? That's... I was thinking that by myself when something ran towards us like a bull. It was a girl. Tay, take this! Have this! Wasn't girl 1 just talking to Yan-Ho? The place suddenly turned into a stage for the girl to declare her love. Although she made a quiet entrance, she seemed nervous and had her eyes shut.
Oh, I have to refuse.
Tay, people said you don't take presents or confessions. It's true. It hasn't been a couple of days since he came here, and yet there are already rumors on how he refused all girls. But why doesn't he take the presents? It wouldn't be a big deal to take them. Such a waste. Really? No? I searched for this really hard to give it to you.
This is awkward. Sorry, but thanks.
Tay smiled awkwardly. Let down by his refusal, the girl treaded back. You could have taken it. She picked it for you. Tay smiled and looked at me. It was a pretty smile, but I didn't know what it meant. It means his heart already belongs to me.
We should eat lunch somewhere else today. There's too many people, no?
After saying that, Tay turned around. What? I feel like he just avoided answering. Am I wrong? While seeing Tay walk away, I noticed the clock on the cafeteria wall. Oh, look at the time! Lunch is going to be over soon. Oh well, head on. Ah! I was about to jump into the crowd when someone grabbed my clothes. What?
Head on. If you go in there, you'll get trampled. You're too tiny.
I turned around to find Red holding onto my collar. And he was holding onto my shoulders as well, trying to stop me.
Wait here. I'll be back.
And he read the menu on the cafeteria wall over my head. I can definitely feel the height difference, now that I'm right by his side. I can't even see the menu with my height.
So, what do you want? Tell me.
Oh right. I want that bread. I point at the food I want.
Roger, heroine. You wait here.
Red beamed at me and disappeared into the crowd. Considering it's Red, he did seem quite trustworthy right now. And right then, I heard another familiar voice behind my back. To be exact, the voice was familiar, but a bit more nasal.
Oh my god!
Isn't this the bestest friend ever here? Who just happened to be here at the same time as me? It was Soy. You surprised me. Oh, friend! What are you so surprised about? Oh, nothing. I thought you said you bought your lunch today. Ouch! Soy pinched my side. OMG! What are you talking about? I come here every day. You know that. I remember Soy once telling me, I'm never going to that filthy place filled with sweaty bums. I guess she remembers that too, since she was screaming with laughter. Wait! You were in the cafeteria with the Hot Five? Hot what? The Hot Five! You know, Tay and Red, who were just with you, are all members of the Hot Five. Yonho, lads from our class, Tay and Red, who are sophomores, and plus Mr. Yuri, make 5, so Hot 5. I love Aries' face that when she does that. Hot 5. I recall the name of some boy band that disbanded a long time ago. I guess the kids in this academy are pretty old school. But more importantly, the 5 boys must have become incredibly famous here. I mean, they were talked about a lot from the first day. It was surprising how much they knew, despite not being in the same class. Of course, Soy would be able to recite the name of every hot boy in other academies. But it seems that even the other girls had their eyes on them. At that moment, a familiar face approached me. Ugh, why are you here now?
Looking at your bust size, you must be freshman Soy.
Oh my god, he identified her by her bust size? Oh my, you know me. What an honor, Mr. Yuri. I think he just sexually harassed her, but no one seems to care.
Of course, I know everything that's beautiful, especially if it's a woman.
Oh, Mr. Yuri, you have quite an eye. I shouldn't interrupt their conversation. That seems to be best for my mental health.
Oi, you!
I was trying my best to ignore the two when Red shouted my name. What? Oh my god. Over there, Red was at the counter with an armful of bread. What are you doing there?
Giving out bread.
What?
The cafeteria lady seemed too busy, so this justice warrior decided to step up and help. She told me she'd give me 3 pieces of bread instead. The price for justice.
He said he was going to get bread, but now he was the cafeteria lady's assistant. So Red. Red pretends to throw the bread. You're going to throw it?
Always the best at making a fuss.
I turned around to see Lance silently approaching me. Lance frowns at seeing Red. Red seems so pathetic to him as usual. Well, there does seem to be something else. But before I could figure out his expression, he went into the cafeteria without saying a word.
Hey, take this! Ha!
I was distracted looking at Lance when Red threw something at me. I feel like things around me are in the air too often. A piece of bread was flying my way like one of Lance's slippers. Enough! This is enough! Ignoring what I just said, Red kept on throwing bread. I hurriedly took all the bread.
Eat everything! You have to eat a lot if you want to fight for justice!
Red beamed from afar. After that, Red threw bread to all the hungry souls in the cafeteria. I was about to ask Red when he was going to eat, but he looked so excited, so I stopped. Now, what should I do with all this bread? It's way too much for me to eat by myself. Where should I eat it? Give it to Soy. I have the feeling she's kind of like a no-carb girl. go to a corner and eat there, because if I want to attract Lance, it has to be someplace nice and quiet, right? I found an empty seat in the corner and took all my bread there. Then I saw Lance standing by himself beside the window at the opposite corner of the cafeteria. Doesn't he eat? I approached Lance, thinking I'd give him some of the bread Red gave me. Aren't you eating?
I am not that hungry.
You nagged me for skipping breakfast. It's not good for you to skip lunch. Here. I gave him the bread that Red gave me. At home, Tay prepares every meal for us, but there's nothing besides cafeteria food to eat here.
Yeon-ho is the one who nagged you, and I have already expressed that I am not hungry.
Then maybe later.
It is fine.
Lance cut my words and refused. Fine, all right. I felt timid at seeing Lance speak to me so coldly. I better just back down this time. The sponge cakes are really good. Fine, I won't give it to you later. Ha! Should I eat with Red? I saw Red saying hi to the cafeteria lady with his hands full of bread.
There will never come a time when I ask for bread from that idiot.
That idiot Lance is talking about is surely Red. Lance really doesn't seem to like Red. It still bothered me that he glared at Red when he came into the cafeteria. I wanted to know exactly what about Red Lance hated so much. Red thought of me. Why do you hate Red so much?
I guess it is indeed a talent to show off your affections like he does.
Lance stood up from his seat. Lance.
I do not like noise.
He looked at me once and just coldly passed by me. He didn't seem to feel so good. He wasn't usually like that. Does he hate what Red did that much? I'm back! I came in the house saying hi lifelessly and heard someone energetically shout back.
Oh, you're here early!
Red was munching on something on the sofa. I noticed the snack wrappers on his hands. What's with the snack?
Someone in my class gave it to me. It's chocolate flavored, and it's really good. Want to try some?
No, I'm not really hungry. Just from a glance, I could tell it was something expensive from abroad. To give someone something like that, does that girl have a crush on Red? Probably.
Where's Yellow?
He has cleaning duties today. Red focused his attention back on the TV as usual. The person who greets me when I come home often changes. If everyone came back home together, we'd arrive at the same time, but Lance insists on coming back alone. And I'm avoiding leaving school with Yeon-ho, so no one takes it the wrong way. Huh.
What? Did something happen?
No. I saw Red sitting in front of the TV, turn around and look at me. I smiled back. Now when I come home after school, I don't feel so empty. Because I have the dolls. Now when I open the door, someone's waiting for me. Although it's only been a couple of weeks since they became human, I seem to be used to it. Today passed without much trouble. The more I think about that name Hot 5 Soy told me, the lamer it seems. I told Soy and Shinbi that the principal asked me to look over them, but I'm worried that they won't continue to buy that story. Soy and Shinbi are the first people I've connected with after entering the academy. But still, I haven't told them about my personal life, including my hobby. Am I doing the right thing? I glance up and see the shelf. The dolls stand there in a line as usual. They're not in a line. These dolls are a huge part of me. But I can't talk about them easily. Let's stop having gloomy thoughts. Won't there be a day when I can tell the truth? There will come a day when I can become confident of myself and want to show my true self to my friends. When that day comes, wouldn't it be easy for me to tell them? I stare at the eyes silently looking at me and think, Hot 5, Hot 5. Even while having sad thoughts, when I think of that name, I can't help but laugh. I end up laughing for some time in the empty room. As usual, Tay was cooking and everyone else including me was having breakfast. It seems Yuri will never come out of that bathroom. Obviously he's drying his hair or praising his looks reflected on the mirror. I smell something sweet in the steaming mug. It's some kind of tea with a good scent. What kind of tea is this?
It's made in Banjul.
Oh, right. I'll drop by the cafe today.
Oh, will you?
I've never been to the place Tay works at. I asked Soy and Shinbi to go, but Shinbi was too busy. Should I have just told Soy it's the cafe Tay works at? Then Soy would have headed to the cafe before school even finished. It smells good. What is this tea called?
Congo Bongo. It's the best-selling tea.
He smiled softly, like the scent of the tea. I felt calmer after drinking the warm tea. Ah. I never thought I could feel this calm in the morning.
My honey, there's nothing about those sweet tea leaves to love.
Yuri interrupted my peace like the devil.
Ah, no, have this.
He put something on the table. This...
It's the latest smartphone. It's called Universe G.
Universe G? It sounds like some villain's lair.
Yuri looks really weird with his eyes like that. I think it's just the picture is weird, but... Oh, okay, I think his eyes are supposed to be sparkling. They're like tiny, tiny sparkles. But it looks like he's got like weird lightning eyes or something.
Oh, aren't you amazed by my sensibility? Now this is what a true gentleman does.
Yuri ignored Red's comment and sleekly combed his hair back. The smooth surface and white frame sparked. Wow, I saw the ad for this on TV. I didn't remember the name, but I remembered the ad.
This is my gift full of love for my honey.
What?
Use this and become a smart, sensible woman.
What do you mean? This smartphone is for me? Yuri! I can't take it. I can't accept such a thing. Yuri, I can't take this. I can't take something this expensive from you. And besides, I have no idea how I got all the money.
You don't have to feel uncomfortable. My honey's not actually against this kind of electronic device, are you? But you should at least have a touchscreen if you want to become a classy modern woman.
It's not that I don't like those devices.
Then what does my honey want? I'll make note of it next time I choose a present. So tell me. But I want you to take this first. It pains me to watch you use that crappy old phone.
I was thankful that he cared to give me a gift, but there was a reason why I couldn't take it. There's no reason for me to get such a big gift from you. A chocolate or something small would have been different, but not a smartphone.
Of course there are reasons. My honey's our owner. I do not want to see our owner open and close an old folding phone, or something as shameful as that.
I lost words after hearing what Yuri said. I did feel thankful that a doll would care about me this much.
It's not even a big deal.
Oh, right. For someone like Yuri who gets an expensive pair of shoes for free, this wouldn't be such a big deal.
What's the problem here? I can't understand.
You won't understand, no matter how much I explain. Since you always give and take expensive gifts like they're nothing. You won't know what these gifts mean to a normal person. Yuri's smartphone was expensive, but it didn't entail as much care.
A lady should just take what she gets. She has to enjoy the love and power.
Then I have one condition.
A condition? My honey's picky. I do find that quite attractive, though.
I'll use it if you promise to buy smartphones for the rest of the boys.
Why should I spend my money on other men?
Never mind if you don't want to. Here, take it. I won't take the gift. I'm happy with the one I'm using anyways. Yuri thought seriously for a moment.
I do not want to receive anything from that insect.
Lance laid down his spoon and spoke. But if everyone has smartphones, won't it be more comfortable? We can stay in contact.
If Yuri wants to spend his money, shouldn't we help Lance?
Lance didn't say anything.
I want one. Everyone in my class keeps on asking for my number. I was sorry I couldn't tell them.
Oh, Yonho, you don't know what you're asking for. Yeah, and if we have smartphones, we can video chat.
Wow. So I can look at Master's face? What? We could talk on the phone while seeing our friends' faces?
Red suddenly stopped eating and looked up. I thought he was too busy eating, but he must have been listening the whole time. Friends? Well, yeah, that's how it goes.
Then I want one. I'd be able to communicate constantly with Yellow and the commander. Then we can use that smartphone thingy to have more strategy meetings. We'll be 10 times as strong.
I guess so. I nodded and pretended to agree with overly excited Red, since everyone has to agree in order to get the smartphones.
These poor souls getting left behind civilization. It won't be so bad for me to help.
Take the pity phones. I learned to ignore Yuri's words.
Alright, I get it. If everyone wants one.
I have never said I wanted one.
I will do my best to help. Now, do you feel brave enough to use this smartphone?
Yuri cut Lance's words and stared at me. Well, if you're willing, thanks.
Good. Now, let's get a cab to go to school, darling.
I don't want to. Yuri's been trying to convince me to go to school with him. I'm already used to his tricks. Yuri seemed confused at me refusing right away.
My honey is so stubborn. Why is that?
Because you're dangerous.
Yup. I don't like it too.
Going to school with that pervert. I would feel bad for anyone who has to deal with that. I'd rather you go with me.
All 5 said something. Yep, you heard. That's why.
Are all my haters gathered here? Well, I know haters are fans too in the end.
Well, you wanted a reason, so I gave it to you. To be honest, it wasn't because I didn't like Yuri. It was because I felt bad for going to school comfortably without the rest of the boys. It's because I'm the only one who goes to school comfortably. I'd say yes if we could take the cab all together. Sometimes the bus is so hellish, I want to go by myself. But I would never forgive myself for taking the easy road alone.
Why are you so obsessed with that altogether? My honey is so clueless about romance. If you're picky like that, you miss good opportunities like this.
Sorry, Yuri, it's not your route yet. Wait your turn, buddy. Yuri leaned his head forward. As Yuri's face approached mine, his face filled my sight. Looking at him from up close, I realized yet again how handsome he is.
I would prefer to miss such chances.
Lance grabbed his bag and said without a single glance toward Yuri, Lance, wait! We're supposed to go to school with you. Thanks to Lance, I came to my senses and stopped staring blankly at Yuri's face. Ah, Lance is jealous. Thanks, Lance. I almost just stood there staring at Yuri's face like a fool. Lance ignored me and went out of the living room. I heard Yuri's tisking right in front of me. At Tae's words from the living room, I gathered myself and looked. I saw Tae, Red, and Yeonho all putting their shoes on at the front door. Tae stood in front of the open door and looked at me. Don't lean in that close like that. You scared me. I have to go to the academy now. As I tried to reason with him, Yuri backed off and made a mysterious face. And then he put his hand on his head like he was tired. He is tired of me resisting.
You are quite the complicated woman.
I ignored Yuri's mumbling and went towards Tae, who was waiting.
Yes, this is the thigh bone, and this is the shin bone. FYI, the thigh bone is most beautiful when you view it by a window when the sun is getting around 5 or 6.
That's awfully specific.
On the contrary, the shin bone is the most beautiful when you look at it while drinking coffee in the morning. Write this down, and not the other useless things.
Yes, those are the things you really need to remember about bones.
I felt this during music class, but don't you think our academy chooses strange teachers?
Yep, I agree. Although it's science class, our school nurse, Mr. Eugen, was teaching. It was because he was especially asked to give a lecture on the mysterious human body for today. I wondered what made our science teacher ask Mr. Eugen to teach. Well, considering the lecture topic, Mr. Yujin might have volunteered. This isn't going to be on an exam, is it?
And this, the cute slender ankle bone, this is the proximal phalanx, and this, guys...
Mr. Yujin, we've heard enough praise about the bones. Don't you have anything more interesting? I've already heard this so much from you, I can possibly guess where the bones are with my eyes closed. Soy, who once had a crush on Mr. Yujin and planned her honeymoon with him, raised her hand and spoke. After speaking, she plopped down on the desk in boredom. Alright, we'll have to finish this class in the next episode. Well, we've made a little bit of progress, I think. We made a couple choices toward Lance's route, and we managed to make him jealous, I think. Alright, well, I hope to see you in my future videos, and I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye-bye, everybody.